everyone, it's Rosie. Welcome to my channel. Today I decided to do a tutorial on how I do my renders because I've been asked by so many people, so I thought I would do a tutorial for you guys for those who don't really know how to use C4D and are kind of beginners. There are two things you're going to need. You're going to need a Lightroom and you're going to need the advanced Steve rig. What you want to do is first get your Lightroom, which is what I'm going to do right now. I forgot to put this in the recording, but if you don't know how to open up your Lightroom or anything for a fact, then you go to File Open at the top left, and you just find the file and you open it. I just wanted to make sure you knew that, just in case you didn't. Okay, now back to the recording. So the first thing you want to do is get your Lightroom open, which is what I just did, and I have my Lightroom open, and it doesn't have anything else on it. You do not want anything else on it except for your Lightroom and then later on your render, obviously. Next, you're going to want to get the rig, and the rig file what I use is going to be in the description. So if you download that, then all you need to do is open the folder, which let me get it open right now. You need to open it up, and it opens up in a library. I don't really know how it works. I just usually use a Steve skins because I honestly don't know how to fix it. But it's not that hard to get a Steve skin. You just basically go on Minecraft skin edits and clean it up and stuff. It doesn't really make sense, but yeah, just get a Steve skin or make your skin a Steve skin, and then you go into your library and you double click. I usually use this one. I don't know what the difference. I just use this because I think it doesn't glitch as much, and you double click it and it should open up here, and you use these tools at the top, like right here. This is to like rotate around, this is to like zoom in, and this is to move around. You know, it's very cool. First you want to do is click the layer on the right top of the screen. It's kind of like Photoshop. If you're used to that, it has like the layers on the top of the screen, so you can click in between them and work in between them, if you know what I mean. And down here is everything that you can change between it. So you can go all the way down here. It has like tools that you can have in your hand, and you can change like what kind of tool it is, and it's like pretty cool. But I usually don't actually use those tools. I use a different rig for that, but we're not working on that today, okay? To change the skin, you have to click the dots, the three dots here, and you go into your skin folder. Oh god. So you go into wherever you have your skin, and you basically just double click it to open it into the rig and whatever. So I'm gonna use, oh wait, I just realized I have the wrong skin. See, this is what I mean, where you need a Steve rig, because it's like messed up on the sides. Hold on, let me go fix that. Okay, so I found the right skin, and it is a Steve skin, so now it works perfectly. So this is just the body part, because you're working on the Steve rig. If you want to work with the head, which is what we're going to do next, you actually have to click this little round rectangular, it's not even rectangular. Okay, sorry, I'm dumb. I obviously do not understand shapes. Okay, but you click this kind of like geometrical circle thing, and it should come up with all these options that we'll go on with later. But right now we want to change the head. So if you want to change the head, which you obviously do, on the rig, then you click the three dots, just like you did with the body of the rig. But if you want to use the eyes, which is what I'm going to do in this tutorial, if you want to use the eyes from the Steve rig, or Alex, no, it's a Steve rig. If you want to use it from the Steve rig, then you're going to have to erase the eyes from your skin. Like, it's confusing. I'll put in like a little small tutorial, like right now. It'll be like just a little tiny tutorial, and it basically, like, you're just gonna use a dropper tool, and you're gonna take the skin, like the color of your skin, and then like cover it over the eyes so that it's like kind of, you know, it's like covering it and you cannot see it. Doesn't make sense. I mean, does it make sense? I don't really know what I'm saying. Once you've done that, you're going to go into your finder and find the skin that you're going to use for the for the face. And it can be either the eyes or no eyes, but in this tutorial I'm using it with the eyes from the Steve rig, like I've said many times. Okay. It looks very odd. It looks a bit insane. So one of the things you want to do before you actually get anything started, like with the eyes, it looks crazy, but we're going to fix that, don't worry. you want to go and enable the 3D layer. You can enable the second layer, but the 3D layer just looks better in my opinion. So you can use the second layer if you feel like it, but I use the 3D layer. So yeah, it just makes it look more blocky. Okay, so we're gonna zoom into the face, because we're gonna work on first, because it looks a bit crazy with the eyes. There are many things you can do. You can actually take off the eyebrows and just use the ones from your original skin, but in my original skin I erased that so that I can use the eyebrows in this Steve rig. I'm gonna use the eyebrows and the eyes, but you can also, you can literally switch them both out, but it's easier to work with the eyes and the eyebrows if you're doing thumbnails or something, because it shows, you know, character and emotion. Like, you can raise one eyebrow and you can make your expressions like shocked and all that stuff, so it's better if you do use the rig, like the eyes and eyebrows in the rig. If you go into the head controls, you scroll down and you can disable parts, so you can disable like the eyebrows and you can just use the ones from your skin, and same with the eyes, you can just like take that off. Okay, so what you want to do now is go to, go to the eye height, and you're going to want to basically bring this all the way down. It looks very weird, but that's okay. We'll fix it later. But if you have big eyes like my skin does, you're going to want to scroll up to the enable and disable parts, and you want to enable the big pupils because they're big eyes, obviously. But if you have small eyes, then you enable the small pupils. Next, you're going to want to change the size of the eye. And what you want to do is bring the eye size all the way up, and that should be good if you have big eyes. Next, we are going to change the size of the eyebrows, because the eyebrows are very skinny, which is nothing wrong with that, but it does not look good on my skin. So you're going to want to put the eyebrow thickness all the way up, because that's what makes it, you know, proportionate. This is how you change the color of the eyes and the eyebrows so they're not so dark and different from your normal skin. I have like weird controls because I have a Mac, so I'm not able to use the dropper tool, so I basically have to kind of like look off and like see what color my skin is. So for me, I have to get my skin up and basically just like look off of it and guess what the color is. It's really confusing, but for most people, you are able to like click like a dropper somewhere and use the colors, but I do not do that because I can't. So after you've done the color of the eyes, you're going to do the exact same thing to the color of the eyebrows, which is what I'm going to go do now. So this is what I do with the eyes. I usually make the eyes pretty big. Hold on, where is it? Ooh, I usually go to the pupil section and I make the pupils like big, like this. Just because, I don't know, I think it looks like, it looks cuter in a way. Also, many things that you can do with the eyebrows to make more expressions, and maybe like if you're shocked, you can change the way the eyebrows are shaped with this button. And like if, I don't know, if you're sad, you can do like some little like sad eyebrows or something, or you can like tilt it and that looks pretty good, and you kind of just mess around with it. Like, it's totally up to you and how your preference is. Okay, now on to the mouth. This is a really cool feature to this rig, because I know that some rigs are just kind of boring and don't really have the cool like mouth expressions, but this rig does, and you can do a lot with this rig actually. It's a really good rig. There are 3 blocks, and the little cross things in it is what you use to kind of drag it around. Basically what you do is drag this up to make it bigger. This looks very weird right now. And then if you drag it to the left, it makes it like shorter. And if you drag it to the right, it makes it wider, which is very easy to use. So that's what I do. Go over here to the expression, and it can bring it up or down. So it's, and if you move to the side, it kind of like does like a little smirk. And this is where you want to position it, because you do not want it all the way up here. It would be a bit weird. So we're gonna bring it like right down here to where the teeth. Tell there's like a little gap in the tooth there. You can make it so that there's no gap in the tooth. Sorry, I went away from. Okay, so you can make so that there's no gap in the tooth, which is what I do, just because my skin doesn't really have that feature. The smile does look very blocky, and I tend to use the manual controls. I checked that off. This looks very weird. But if you go in here, you can click these little like pointy things. I don't know, they kind of look like birds, like seagulls. But you can move this, make it less pointy, and you can move this up, so that's kind of like a slant here. And that's usually what I do. I just like go like that, so make it less blocky, and that actually really works, and it makes it look a lot better. So then I'll go back onto here and turn off the manual controls, because it's very it's kind of in the way of everything, but you can still mess with the controls, and it just kind of looks better, and like it's not as blocky. Next we're gonna go on to the controls of the body. This is a little bit difficult because sometimes it can kind of go out of control, and it's very easy to drag it out of proportion, so you gotta be very careful with how you do things, because see, you can literally drag this any way you want. So basically what I do, I tend to lift this up and like move this to the side, and then I use this as a rotating tool. I use this and I move this like that, and it's kind of like she's doing like a little pose, because my skin or my character is basically a poser like me. It kind of looks like she needs to pee, but that's okay. I don't really show the legs of my renders anyway. This is just what I tend to do. You can grab this one. This one is usually for just like controlling the joints and, you know, bending and stuff with the elbows. So you can go like this and it like bends it, or you can turn to the right, or you can rotate it, which is what I usually do. I like rotate it, and I'll like do a little like hip pose, like hand on the hip, really cute, whatever. But like I said, it's totally up to you. You don't need to follow my every step, but you can if you want to. I do not mind. Okay, so after you've done this isn't the best rig. I haven't really spent that much time on it, but it's just an example. This is not one of my best ones. I've spent a lot more time on my other ones, and you can see them in some of my thumbnails, my videos. So now we're gonna work on some of the items, and I also have another library pack, whatever, rig file for this. It is item pack, so it like basically has a bunch of items, and that's what I use for tools, and I will link those below. I'm not gonna do a tutorial on those because that is kind of more hardcore, and if you're more like advanced with this, but an easier way to just get tools in there, just use the file within the advanced Steve rig. So what you want to do is click the layer on the right, and then you're going to scroll down to where it says, where is it? I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're using the right hand here because this is what is, I just put that there. And we're gonna choose a diamond sword. I don't know why. Oh god, that looks crazy. But you can fix the proportions after. Oh god. We're gonna use a diamond sword just because we're special, so we're gonna use a diamond sword. What you can do is move the hand so that, you know, it's obviously not so in your face. And you can rotate it, and you can just kind of like, oh god, it's spazzing. I really don't know what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do, but I think this looks sort of decent, so I'm going to keep this with the sword. Obviously, like I said, you guys can work a lot harder on this, like I've done with my other renders, and I've even put like flowers in there that I found online, which you can do. You can search, if you search online, search like Minecraft flower rigs. You can get the rigs for anything you want. There are cats, there's wolves, there's any kind of Minecraft mob or anything, there's backdrops, there's like a bunch of stuff. So what you can do is you can find those on the internet. They have so many of those. You can download those, and you basically just go into file and merge. Somewhere is that? Oh yeah, merge, and you merge that into there. So that is how you get many other things. Like, I don't think it'll work if you do like open, because I think it goes into another tab. What you want to do is do merge, and that merges it into the actual rig that you're on. So after you get in the position that you want, you're going to click this little button here, the one in the middle. It basically renders it into a new file, whatever. You still have your render here, so if you want to go back and make some changes, that's totally fine. But I also recommend saving it before you render it, just because I don't know how your computer works, and it might just close it down or crash, and you want to be careful, so definitely save it before you render it. My Lightroom is HD, and it will take a while to render. Mine takes, like, you can see it starting to form right now. It doesn't take that long, but I know that if you don't use a Lightroom, it goes a lot faster, like really, really fast. But this is the finished render, and it looks very HD, which I love, and it looks amazing in my opinion. The quality of it, I mean, the render isn't that good just because I did it in no time. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night or whatever. Yeah, I love you so much. Goodbye. My dog's having a nightmare. Oh my god. Oh, my baby. It's okay. Oh, puppy. She's barking in her sleep.
You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time. But that's okay, I'll just avoid the hole so you seem fine. Driving here I sit, cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement. Driving asleep in my car, I drove the whole time.